Hello, everybody. Oh, it's been a while. Been a little bit of time. This is my video basically talking about the digital circus. The last episode of Digital Circus is coming in June. The last episode is coming in June. Episode 9. I originally thought we were going to get we were going to go up to 10 episodes, like an even number 10. But they're ending it at 9. But it's going to be a 1 hour long episode. So giving like the typical runtime of an episode before episode 9, we were usually getting like 10. We were usually getting like short episodes that weren't that long. So maybe like making an hour long episode is basically like getting more than one episode in one episode. Now, I've seen the teaser. Let's talk about like the little bit of information we got in that we're getting in the teaser, what we're getting in these episodes. The major thing I thought is that we are going to get some backstory on Jax. Like we're going to see his relationship with his friend, whose name I have forgotten. Sorry, but we're going to see him before he abstracted. We're probably going to witness through that backstory. We're probably going to witness the entire abstracting process, like from when it starts right up to the abstraction. I still believe we are going to see Jax in this episode abstract. He will abstract. I think that abstraction may also lead to the rest of the team, to the rest of the group, trying to save him. And not only just save him, but save everyone else who's abstracted. It might be before they get out. It might be. It should. I mean, you're doing the last episode. It's got to end with all of them getting out. We have to end the episode with all of them getting out, with all of them figuring out why they were there in the first place and how they got there. It's got to end with that. You cannot leave this series with that big of a freaking cliffhanger, like just hanging there. Like, that's what we all want to know. So it has to end that way. It just has to. Now, I did in the past predict that they were going to try to recreate the original program to keep the digital circus running, and then hopefully that's how they were going to get out. And then while doing that, they will accidentally recreate Kane. We're getting like a whole hour of this. We got very little information in that teaser. That might still happen. They might do it that way. We might still see the original program, which I was calling the Able program, and then Kane, and then they'll all be fighting. And then the Able program the Able program and the group will all be fighting Kane to try to get out, and then maybe that's what's going to happen. I think we might also find out that the company that Tinker used to work for, CNA, doesn't exist anymore. Like, they might be in an abandoned building with a generator keeping all the computers running. That might be why there's because clearly there is no one on the outside monitoring this program. I feel like if there was someone on the outside monitoring this whole thing, they would have stepped in and did something before. They wouldn't have just kept letting people just come into the program over and over again. I think people stumbled onto this, entered into an abandoned building, they stumbled onto this thing, and then they were like, oh, what's this? And they put it on, and then they're stuck. I think that's what happened. That might be what happened. So they're all just going to... So there's no one watching this. There's no one watching this at all. So CNA, after the project failed, they abandoned it. They abandoned the whole thing. The company went under. But then they were like, okay, well, what are we gonna do? There are people in the program. We can't just leave those people. We can't get them out, but we can't turn off the computer and kill them or whatever is gonna happen if we do that. You're like, well, I don't know, put on a generator, hope it lasts, and then keep the program, keep the people going, and hope to God they get out. Because they probably couldn't do anything else. I don't know. So that might be a thing. So yeah, it's we didn't get very much. We didn't get very much information in that teaser. It's hard to tell what's going to happen. But the big thing is, but also the biggest thing in that teaser, and this is what I'm going to talk about, is they are going to play the last episode of the Digital Circus in theaters. This is huge. An independently created cartoon is going to be playing its last episode in theaters, and it's not just in America, it's going to be worldwide. The last I heard, they were trying to get it in Australia. They were trying to get it played in Australia. I think there are some theaters in Europe that are going to be playing it. There's some theaters in Canada. Obviously, I'm pretty sure there's theaters here in America that are going to be playing it. I don't know if any of them are going. I don't know if the theater I go to is going to be playing it or not. I'm gonna look into that. I might look into it. The trailer itself, last time I heard, got 20 million views. That's 20 million people that are going to be watching this. That's 20 million people that are potentially going to go to the theater to watch this. So that should mean something to the theater chains, to everybody running theater, to everybody running everything. There's this has to be one of the hardest things ever to get done. They got it into the theater. It's going to, 2 weeks after it comes out in the theater, it's going to go to, After that, it's going to go to YouTube 2 weeks later. Originally, they wanted it to be a month. They wanted it to be like a month later. They had to argue down from a month to 2 weeks. So that's what they did. Yeah, and they're getting it played all across the world, not just in America, everywhere. I don't know at the time of me recording this video. I don't know how many theaters they've gotten it into. I'm pretty sure it's a lot, man. There's a lot of fans of Digital Circus out there. A lot of fans of Digital Circus that probably would love to see this in theaters. So that's and that's huge news. Getting this in the theaters was probably like very difficult, and I didn't even know this, but apparently even for like major studios, it is difficult to get an animated feature into a theater. Like Sony Pictures had to cancel like 2 animated movies that they were working on because they couldn't get them in the theaters. It's nuts. I guess the next big thing to do would be like make a 2D animated feature, independently made, and then get that into theaters. They got that new show, Knights of Guinevere, I think it's called. That's a 2D animated show. They could get at some point, if that show catches on, then they could get that into a theater at some point. Knights of Guinevere being made by the lady who made the Owl House. If anybody knows what that is. I still have not seen that. I heard about it from Negative Legend right around like a couple of years ago. I heard about it, and they talked about it and said it was a good show. But she didn't have fun making that show. But now it's like, now she's making this show for Glitch, and she's having like way more fun. So that's good. Oh, I can't wait for that show to. I guess after Digital Circus ends, they're probably going to move on to that show, and that show will start playing, and that show will start having episodes. I don't know. I don't know exactly what Glitch's plans are moving forward from Digital Circus, but we'll find out. So like in summary, I guess this is like shorter than usual. In summary, it has to end with us finding out how they got there, like why they were there. Is the company destroyed? Did the company run out of money? Did the company fall apart? Did they just stumble onto this place, or were they placed into the Digital Circus? Something like these questions have to be answered. These are questions that have to be answered in the last episode. What happens to you when you abstract? That's another thing. Do you die when you have? Does your body die in the real world when you abstract? Is your body alive in some kind of, and your brain is in some kind of weird state that you can't escape from? Anything like that. Hopefully, all of these answers will be answered in the final episode. And we have an hour. We have an entire hour. What else can I say before I end this video? We might see the group fall apart at this, because Kane being gone, it looks like the circus is falling apart. Like, what are they gonna do? Oh yeah, that was another thing I said. We might find out that they can conjure things like Kane can, because they have some control. They might still do that. They might be the ones keeping the circus going before they get out. That might be a thing. Yeah. Okay, that's it. That's all I got. No, like I said, we didn't get much information in the teaser trailer, so that's it. My name is Man of Lawful. If you like the video, click the like button. If you hate the video, click the dislike button. If you want to leave a comment, you have something to say, you want to leave a comment about any of this, maybe you have your own theory about what's going to happen in Digital Circus, leave a comment. See you next time.